Hey y'all, Organizing Higher, welcome or welcome back. I share organization and productivity tips, tools, and resources, so definitely subscribe if you're into things like that. Also, if you find anything of value in this video, hit that thumbs up button. It's really supportive for my channel. In this video, I'm going to share my morning routine and review practice that I use pretty much every single work day to help me stay focused and on task during the day. I know that some people really love planning their day the night before, but I personally do not trust my nighttime brain to make such an important decision. I am not a night person, and so when nighttime comes around, all I can do is really think about going to bed. So the only things that I do for planning purposes the day before is two things. First, I look at my calendar and I look at the weather. I look at my calendar just so I have a general sense of what's going to be coming at me the next day. Do I have an 8 a.m. meeting? Do I have a presentation? Do I have back-to-back meetings? And most importantly, am I going to have time to do all of the tasks that I know that I need to do either tomorrow or the upcoming week? Having the answer to that question really gives me the peace of mind that I need to drift off into sleep. And I look at the weather mostly so I know like what kind of day I'm going to have the next day. If it's going to be raining, for example, I know that might impact my commute time, and so I might need to leave a little bit earlier. And I know I could check that in the morning, but in the chaos of dealing with my daughter and myself trying to get ready, I just don't. So I just check it the day before. Usually the weather forecast doesn't change all that much in a 12-hour period. My morning routine is not some super new age, hyper productive, tea with meditation. Like, it's literally just the thing that I do every single morning. And I just start out with a basic body scan. So within the first 60 seconds or so of waking up, I just kind of gauge like, how do I feel? Because that's usually an indication of how I'm going to show up that day. So if I feel groggy or I feel tired or I feel sick, sometimes if I feel sick, I will just call in sick from bed. But if I'm not feeling super rested, then I know going into the day, I'm either A, gonna need a little bit of time to wake up, or B, I'm just gonna have kind of a sluggish day. I don't drink coffee, I don't have that caffeine fix. So however the energy level that I wake up with that day is the energy level that I have. But then there's some days where I wake up before my alarm. My alarm goes off at 5:30, and so sometimes I'll wake up at like 5 or 4:45 or something like that, and I feel great. I feel alert, I feel awake, and that usually means that I'm gonna have a really good, productive, and alert day. Those days don't happen super frequently, especially as I'm potty training my daughter and she wakes up in the middle of the night with accidents. But when they do happen, I do my best to capitalize on those days and acknowledge like, this is going to be a good day. I need to take advantage of this. If I'm present for it, I will do a meditation. I have a morning meditation that I've used for a really long time now through Insight Timer, and I love using it, and I love the person that guides that. I really like doing that to set an intention for my day, but I don't force it. Like, if I wake up and I am tired and groggy, I stay in bed. I don't get up and do a meditation to set my intention. Like, I let my body be how it wants to be for that day. So sometimes that means I don't end up doing a meditation, and that's okay. Then I check my calendar again. That's mostly because sometimes in the middle of the night or the early morning or something, things change. Someone sends over a calendar request or a meeting gets canceled, and I just want to see if there's been any changes from when I checked it the night before. It's also to refresh my memory, because I'm not necessarily going to always remember like, oh yeah, I have a 9 o'clock meeting, and it gives me the chance to kind of reflect and remember that moment. After that, I check my personal email, my Gmail. My phone is across the room, so I have to get out of bed in order to check my email. I do not check my email laying down in bed. That's me personally. It's not a knock if you happen to do it that way, but I just don't. So I check my personal email, and there's usually not more than about 10 items in there. I forward things as needed to Todoist, and this does not take me more than like 60 seconds every single day. Then I go about my morning. These days, my daughter wants to climb into bed with me. She wakes up at 6. She wants to climb into bed with me for half an hour, and we just hang out for half an hour. We don't really do anything. She usually watches YouTube videos, and I'm just present with her. And so that's what we do. That's part of our morning routine. Then we have breakfast. I get her ready to go. I get myself ready to go, and then we're out the door. I'm working remote right now, so when I get back home from dropping off my daughter, I am in work mode. When I sit down at my desk, the first thing I do is open up 2 programs. The first is Google Chrome. In Chrome, I have YNAB and Todoist pinned combined, so I don't have to go to those sites individually. And then I open Outlook. If I have something on my calendar first thing, I do that, of course. Otherwise, I process my Todoist inbox usually first, and then I go and process my email inbox. Though sometimes I'll switch those depending on what I feel like doing that morning. When I'm processing my Todoist inbox, sometimes that's stuff from the day before, or it's stuff that's come up in the middle of the night, or maybe that morning, and I just want to quickly process that stuff. When I process my email inbox, I always go through my waiting for list as well. So if I need to follow up with anybody, it's just something I can do all in one setting. Then I gauge how I feel. Am I alert? Am I awake? Is my energy level high? If so, I might tackle some higher energy tasks right away. Maybe I have a particular project on my mind and I need to glance at Todoist to remind myself of the status of that project. And maybe there's a next action associated with that project. So I'll go to that particular next action list. Maybe it's an email list, and I'll go in, and while I'm in there, I'll bang out that particular email for that project and also a couple of other emails for other projects as well. As I move through my workday, I generally work in context as much as possible. And every day I try to always clear my email next actions list and my calls next actions list. Granted, there's usually no more than maybe 20 tasks on both of those lists combined. That means that I'm able to make progress on multiple projects. And usually the emails are really short and to the point, because any kind of brainstorming or anything I need to do, I've already done that. It's literally just sending the email. My other contexts, like computer or internet, usually require a bit more brain energy or higher cognitive function. And if I'm not really in like a super high level productivity mode, I don't try to clear those lists, because usually those are tasks that are either going to take multiple hours or are going to take multiple days. So I'll usually try to hit maybe 1 or 2 items on those lists, and I feel pretty good about myself. I feel really confident with just looking at my next actions lists to decide what to do day to day, because I'm very diligent about my weekly review. And in that weekly review, I am looking at things from a bigger picture perspective. I'm looking at my calendar. I know what's coming up, and I feel confident that I've kind of already made that decision in advance about what makes the most sense for me to do that week. And if anything comes up day to day, it doesn't have to completely throw off my system, but I can make maybe some minor changes. And if I have like super busy weeks, sometimes I'll do a weekly review more than once a week, just so I can reorient myself if something has completely derailed my original weekly review plans. So that's my daily routine and my daily review process. Let me know in the comments below what things are in your daily routine or in your daily review process. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great week.